Hi, my name is Mary Kay Kaladimos, and today I have the absolute challenge of introducing Julia Jabbour. This year, I have the privilege of sitting across from Julia in our AP Physics class. When I asked Julia to list some things about herself, here were a couple of honorable mentions. The biggest one being the time she came to school with her eyebrows dyed a few shades too dark. Even though she's normally 4 problems behind the rest of our table in physics, she contributes greatly to the classroom atmosphere by either singing songs off-key or making weird faces at the rest of our classmates. But seriously, I know Julia as the kind, smart, and physics fiend that she is. I know she has some inspiring words to share with us today, so please welcome Julia Helen Jabbour.
For those of you who don't know, I have very curly hair, and I don't just mean wavy, I mean ringlets. Probably not as defined anymore because of the heat damage and bleach I've put on my hair over the last few years, but when I was little, I had a bright blonde halo of curls. I remember how I would cry for hours after I got out of the bath every night as my mom would comb through my tangles. No matter how much conditioner and detangler she used, it still hurt, and I was quite dramatic about it. As I went into lower school and then onto middle school, I was extremely jealous of all my friends' shiny, straight hair and their perfect ponytails, pigtails, and braids. My mom never allowed me to put my hair up. She said I needed to leave my curls alone. So instead, I had an endless collection of bows that I clipped to the side of my head and tight athletic headbands that pushed my hair so far back I looked like Megamind. While I hated my curly hair, everyone else seemed to love it. Specifically, my family, my friends, and especially random adults I would see out shopping or at church. They would all tell me how lucky I was to have beautiful blonde curly hair, but in truth, I did not feel lucky. I felt cursed. I tried everything to like my curly hair, but it was no use. There was not one time where I would have been able to truthfully say that I was grateful I had curly hair and not straight hair. My curly hair comes from my dad, who gets his curly hair from his Lebanese genetics. While I don't embrace the curls, I am very proud to be Lebanese. I love having a big Lebanese family to celebrate birthdays and holidays with, or the occasional Sunday night dinner. While Lebanon is but a small country in the Middle East, my relatives extend across the world. My dad says we are all cousins. On a recent trip to Charleston, South Carolina, my mom and I stumbled across a small Lebanese restaurant and decided to have lunch there. We enjoyed a delicious meal of kibbeh, tabbouleh, grape leaves, and hummus, some of my favorite traditional Lebanese foods. When the restaurant owner heard our last name, she immediately came to find us and asked what part of Lebanon our family was from. Just like that, we had found another Lebanese cousin. Looking at me right now, you're probably thinking, what is she talking about? Her hair is straight and her features are fair. She doesn't look Lebanese at all. You can attribute both qualities to my mom. My mother comes from a long line of blonde hair, blue-eyed, fair-skinned Scots, and she can do wonders with a round brush and a blow dryer. So, after I fried off a chunk of curls with a hair straightener one night, my mom and I came to the compromise that she would blow out my hair every Thursday night for Friday night football games. This tradition continues on to this day. I wish I could tell you that I've learned to embrace my Lebanese curls and to love my natural self happily ever after, but so far, this is not the case. It's slowly starting to hit me that next year in college, I'll be without my mom and her magical hair straightening skills, Lebanese food, and my big family. So, it looks like college will be the first time I fully embrace my Lebanese heritage after all. And who knows, class of 2024, in 10 years, I might come back with a full head of curly blonde locks. But until then, Mom, don't lose that roller brush. Friday night's coming up. Thank you.